Welcome back, everybody. This Week in America on the Blue Funk Broadcasting Radio Network. Great to have you with us on the program today. So many home-based business options. How do we sort out the good ones from the bad? How do we avoid scams? Well, our guest on This Week in America has been there, and he's established a website to help us. It's the first and the biggest home-based review website on the internet. Martin Wilson is our guest on the program. His website is homebasedbusinessreviews.com. Martin, welcome to the program. Great to have you with us.
Hello, Rick. Thanks for having me.
I mentioned the first and the biggest. Let's talk about the biggest. You've got over 1,500 reviews on there. So pretty much if it's something we've heard about, you've got a review on there that will give us the inside story on whether this is something for us or not, or whether it's legit or not.
That is correct. I've continually adding to that. There's so many things coming out now that the consumer out there may be coming onto the internet wanting to see if they can supplement or replace an income is got to be confused. And add to it continuously. It would be difficult for you to find anything on the internet that is not covered on that website.
And all of this comes from personal experience, extensive research, which you do, as well as a customer testimonial. So you've really got it covered from all angles. And I mentioned your aspect of this. This is something you take very seriously, and you spend a lot of, I assume, your dollars in trying to get the background on these companies.
That is true. I've literally talked to at least 10,000 people personally on the telephone that have lost $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000. The most I've ever talked to was $65,000 trying some program on the internet. So, people really stand to lose a lot of money if they don't know what they don't know. And most of these programs know that you don't know what you don't know. They make it look real. They talk the lingo, and so you just continue to give them money, or one does, in many cases, continue to give them money, and nothing ever comes to fruition for them.
Our guest on the program is Martin Wilson. His website is homebasedbusinessreviews.com. Well over 1,500 reviews of different opportunities for you out there. And as I'm looking at it, I'm getting the opinion, the impression that more often than not, you can get involved for a rather inexpensive price, but you're not getting a whole lot of information, and all of a sudden they're coming back multiple times trying to get more money out of you, and what starts off as a reasonable entry into this business becomes very expensive before you really get any information. I mean, is that accurate?
That's absolutely true. They get you in with, typically nowadays it's just anybody who can work Photoshop and make up the most outrageous lie gets people in with a small amount of money. And then, as you start doing some busy work, and again, you don't know what you don't know, and what happens is they're probably telling you something that might have worked 10 years ago. But you don't know that, and so you put some effort into it, you invest your time into it, and then you get phone calls saying, hey, we'll take you to the next level if you give us $1,500 or, whatever. And, people get hooked in, and they do what they say don't do with an old car, put good money after bad, and people do that, and it just racks up to, in some cases, a lot of money. And these people are very shrewd people. They understand that people understand that it takes money to make money, and they play on that, and they make it look real. They really dot their I's and cross their T's as far as making you think this is real. They're not out to get, $100. They're out to get thousands and thousands of dollars. So one has to be very careful out there on the internet.
Well, as you look through and you will see a number of names that you recognize and you do the background, it's like, yeah, okay, this one has a shot. Maybe I could do something with this. You'll find some that are like, okay, this is what happens. This is why I pay my $49 now. And like you just said, all of a sudden they've got another $1,500 they want to give me information to go to the next level. And the next level is what I have to get to make any money. And then there's another level beyond that. The
the website
is homebasedbusinessreviews.com. I got a couple minutes left in the program, and we'll have Martin back because this is such an important topic because people are really looking at there. And I've painted sort of a negative picture here because I'm looking through. It's like there are a lot of pitfalls to avoid out there. If someone is really interested in supplementing their income or starting their own home-based business, are there many legitimate ways that they can do that?
I won't say there are not legitimate ways. There are legitimate ways. Typically, the legitimate ways, don't claim that you're going to get rich overnight for doing nothing. The legitimate ways will tell you that you're going to have to get involved. You're going to have to learn what you don't know. And, but still, obviously there are no guarantees. And the people are out there trying to make money. The people who introduce the program to others they're trying to make money. So, I won't say there's not, I would say 98% of the things you see on the internet, you have no shot at making any money.
It has to be difficult when you're talking with these people that have just been victimized. And in many cases, it's so difficult to follow the money, to go back to try to get some type of, of retribution and to get the money back. It has to be difficult as you're talking to these people because they've really gone through a hardship. In many cases, they've spent money they really shouldn't have been spending.
Right. My wife asks me how I do this and how I've done this for so long, because every phone call pretty much is, somebody telling me some horrible story. I mean, there are some characters out there on the internet, they will put grandma on the street. They could care less. They try to get every penny you've got. So I've talked to a lot of people and heard a lot of sad stories. And that's basically the reason for home-based business reviews. Because, I started out in this and something like that happened to me. And it was very simple of how I started this. I just said, look, I'm going to get these people. I may not be able to get my money back, but I'm going to try to ruin them so they don't do it to anybody else. And it just started out with, me putting up a couple of things about my experience. And very quickly, I started getting a lot of people sending me their experiences, a lot of times with companies I'd never even heard of. And so it didn't take a rocket scientist to figure out, hey, I ought to put these up too. And that was 12 years ago. And since then, it's just been thousands and thousands and thousands of people calling me, emailing me. And when I put something up on this website, I have to hear the same story from people about whatever I'm writing about at least 5 times. Because, people have different experiences.
Exactly. Yes.
I want to hear the same experience. People are having, these people took my money, they called me, promised this, promised that, and then I gave them some more money and nothing happened, and they wanted more money. I mean, I've got to hear the same story about the same company 4 or 5 times because you can't really base it on one person's experience. But where there's smoke, there's fire. If you got 4 or 5 people telling you the same story, you can pretty much count on it's true.
It's an excellent website, homebasedbusinessreviews.com. Martin Wilson has been our guest on the program. We will have him back on the show. You can link onto that if you can't remember that website at our website, thisweekinamerica.us, but it's simple to remember, homebasedbusinessreviews.com. Over 1,500 reviews. Virtually anybody that's ever pitched you, any pitch that you've ever seen, you can get the true information, objectively written by Martin. Martin, it's a valuable service you're providing to people out there. Thank you so much for joining us on the program. Look forward to having you back with us.
All right, Rick. Thank you.
Homebasedbusinessreviews.com is Martin's website. You're listening to This Week in America on the Blue Funk Broadcasting Radio Network.